Hey everybody, this is the 20-gallon tank I have set up for my wife, and today I got her a new fish. And I don't see it right now. I did just put some food in the tank. Oh, now I see it. It's in the back. It's going to be a few minutes before it makes its way to the front. Oh, here it comes now. Hopefully we'll get the chance to see it. There it is. It's a red and gold Tuxedo Guppy. Beautiful little thing. So it's been a little while since I've been in here looking at this tank, and I've been thinking for a while I wanted to add a little splash of color. I wanted to add a new fish that I haven't seen in a while, and I really like guppies. I really think they're an underrated fish. Well, they seem to be either underrated or overrated. Some people take guppies very seriously in their breeding and all that, which is fine. I'm not, maybe overrated isn't the right word. But they take them very seriously. And then other people tend to look at guppies as though they're, little throwaway fish for kids. And they're, I don't know, they're just guppies, But I look at them as being somewhere in between. I really like guppies a lot. I think they're really pretty fish. I think they're interesting. They do have their downsides, being the live bearers. They can be really sexually aggressive. They can be fin nippers. A lot of people don't think about guppies as being an aggressive fish, but they can be both sexually aggressive and, fin nipping type aggressive. I've seen some guppies that were pretty nasty fish to have in the tank with other fish over time. So I don't think we're going to have a problem with the guppy in this tank. I'm quite happy with the way it looks so far. And then, of course, when I got in here and started looking at the tank, I'm thinking I probably ought to thin out a few of these female guppies, some of these smaller ones. They do breed in this tank, but the idea is I've got an angelfish in here as well, and that will prevent any overpopulation from the guppies. So the last time I shot video of this tank, I had one of my viewers point out that there was a bunch of young fry from the neon swordtails I have in here. You can see the male in the back right there, and then the big female is right there. So when I was in here today looking around, I noticed these little fish here that didn't look quite like guppies, and I was thinking maybe they were cherry barbs, but I don't remember putting cherry barbs in the tank. It took a few minutes for it to register that this tank has quite a few, I'm assuming we can call them adolescent-sized or very young swordtails. So I'm kind of excited about that. I've been looking for some new fish and thinking about some fish for my 40-gallon waterfall tank downstairs. I did bring home some guppies for that tank. I brought home some yellow fancy male guppies, and they are beautiful in there. The yellow guppies in the tannin stained water with that really bright, high-quality 3000K LED shining on them really makes them pop. They look like they're glowing yellow in there. They're really beautiful, so I'm really happy about them. And I think this one will look a little more outstanding. There it is in the center again. Once I get in here and do another water change and I thin out the plants a little bit, it's getting a little overgrown. I did just put a new light bulb in there. You can see on the left how intense the light is up at the top. So I probably ought to reduce that lighting. That's just a standard light bulb. It's not like a 20-watt equivalent or whatever. Is probably a little more appropriate for this tank, especially considering the plants in this tank, at least the plants in the lower strata here, are all low-light plants, and I've got them being blasted underneath of that. It's probably like a 100-watt equivalent or probably at least a 60-watt equivalent or something like that. It's a lot of light. So I really ought to get online and find myself some more appropriate sized, brightness type lighting for that, for this tank. So we got that going on, and then the final thing I will say about this tank is my wife was in here earlier, and she pointed out that the snail that one of my viewers had sent me a while ago, I had a snail problem in this tank, and one of my viewers had sent me an assassin snail. And, of course, now it's not there. Right, literally, when I started shooting this video, I double-checked to make sure it was still there, and it was. And, oh, there it is. It just fell to the bottom of the tank. So, there is the assassin snail. It's huge. compared to when I got it. It's probably doubled in size. So I'm really kind of excited about that too. I'd forgotten I even threw it in there. So to see it, and to see it still alive and still the size that it is, that's awesome. And I know it's still alive because I did just see it up here on the glass. So it just got knocked loose or fell or did whatever. So it's, you know, it's still alive and climbing the glass. So there you go. There's my update on my wife's 20-gallon tank with her brand new Valentine's fish. So thanks for watching, everybody. Make sure you're subscribed. That way you won't miss anything. You never know what it's going to be with me. And then, of course, you can look forward to updates on this tank and maybe see what we got going on when I move some of the fish around and put them in my waterfall tank and that sort of thing. So thanks again for watching. I'll see you real soon in the next one.